Bad variable resolution stream. The health is good. I don't understand. Looks fine to me. All right, so we're live recording. Patrons only. 7:30 today. Just publishing now. Now I gotta go to things.
Oh, one thing I just remembered.
No problem.
No, I just want to say, real quick, I just remembered something. If you could think about it before the episode is over, if you could think of something that April would like to do, let me know, because I don't have. Yeah. No, but I'm not good at that. Nah, well, so I'll write a message like tomorrow or something. Thank you. Are you coming in?
Can
Now
I
you're trapped.
pop out the chat?
Ninja?
Hey, Alex, what's going on? It's the ninja. Alex the ninja.
That wasn't Alex. This is a ninja.
Alex the messenger's on. Alex the messenger. Alex!
That's a lie.
He brought the chips.
I'm hungry. This is my dinner. Elvis is like, it's his dinner too. No, it's not.
That's good. Whoa. All right. Got my things going on. What's going on?
No. It's not even me. I'm the one with the food. I'm the one who's gonna have to smack and lift.
How's everyone doing out there? How's everyone doing out there? What do you do?
You're a mobster now?
Yeah, I'm a mobster.
Here's your little dolly, too. Wherever that darn character was from me. You got any food for my dog, Mrs. Beasley? Yeah, I gotta get whatever. Get some food for your stupid dolly, too.
Oh, that was, who was that? Oh, hey, it's Bobby Arson. Hey.
No, it wasn't Bobby.
Hey, Bob, what's going on?
Somebody else.
Oh, yeah, but you're talking about the Critic episode, right?
Yes.
It was, that was, oh, yeah, I'll get this stupid Mr. Peanut Butter sandwich for the stupid teddy bear.
Yeah,
I got like another better to do. No, yeah,
too.
that was, that was, what's his name? From
Milton Berle or something.
No. It was from The Godfather.
We're all too old, I think.
From The Godfather.
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
Oh. Al
The
Pacino.
Godfather.
No, it wasn't Al Pacino.
Not Al Pacino.
I don't know. It was one of them.
Al Pacino.
You guys are as old as we are. Who was the guy who played the old man in The Godfather? 'Cause I'm trying to remember his darn name. Is killing me right now. Hi, Mr. Damien.
Hello, everyone. We are just about to get started here. Pearl, do you have your set list?
I do.
I have your tracks.
That's good because I don't know what I'm choosing. I just was like, here's a bunch.
Yes, Alex, we have spoilers. I thought it'd be fun to see us go through the recording and the editing while we do it.
Hey, what spoilers? What's he talking about?
Oh, because you can see. I set this up. Check it out. So
I see. Now you can see the actual.
Yeah, but I can also do this. You'll see it in a minute, where it goes full screen. So yeah, you can see the tracks that we chose. I don't know if we're gonna play them all. Probably gonna play them all.
Ooh,
it's been a while since we've recorded.
We really have.
I mean, we hung out like
Al Pacino.
Not long.
Wait, was it Al Pacino?
No.
I'm gonna look it up. I gotta know.
No, it is. Oh, using it. I love Dr. Monroe. That's not gonna help you, is it?
It is not.
Yeah, God, the Godfather. Marlon Brando. It was Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, I'll make you a stupid peanut butter sandwich from Mr. Peanut Butter.
That's a different show entirely. Hey, Michael. Nah, I'm taking stupid sandwich, you dumb dog.
You dumb dog.
They're all these guys like, we did not tune into your show so you could ramble about critic clips. We were all thinking about it. All right, I'm actually wondering if everyone in this chat is too young to have been around for the critic.
No.
It's very possible.
No.
How were you guys in 1994?
We don't need to know. We don't need to know.
Too late.
We don't need to know.
I already asked.
We don't need to know. God.
I don't want to know.
All right. First of all, let's get this microphone business situated.
Where'd the tea go?
Professional. Did you bring your tea?
No, it was out there.
Yeah, it was out there.
Crap! I better go get it.
You gotta get your tea.
They're like, this is the most unorthodox live recording I have ever seen.
Where are you?
Taking out with me, huh?
There you go. You got your tea?
Yeah, I think it's amazing because I can follow you out. I'm gonna follow you back in. Where are you going? Why are you sitting?
Talk's good.
Where's the food? Mm-hmm. Bonsoir, messenger. How old were you in 94, though? Oh, my God, Bobby was 8. See, I told you. Damien was 7.
Yeah, I told you we didn't want to know.
No, I'm fine with knowing. It's just I know that they were too young to know the critic.
I mean, we weren't old enough to know the references they were doing in the critic. We were 14 years old. We didn't know who Marlon Brando was.
Speak for yourself. I was 23.
Oh, come on. I'm older than you.
No, you're not. Not at all. I will be born next week in 94. Okay. Great, googly moogly.
My knees are older than your knees. Can you turn the sound off on that?
On what?
On your phone.
There's no sound on here.
Yeah, I keep hearing it.
Oh, I guess it was very low, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I have compressors on the microphone. Okay, real quick, how everyone? How are we sounding? We sounding all right? Is this super clear? Does this sound good? This isn't like some hacky setup with another laptop now. I'm actually running it from the same setup. Should be all right.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go.
All right. I actually got a little chat window here. All right. Chat room crew. We got a little delay, but what are you gonna do about it? Isn't that great?
All right. I'm good.
This is Rob. Sweet. Michael got us covered. All right. Man, everyone's here. This is nice. Hi, everybody.
This may be the largest chat we've had ever on a live record.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a while. It always feels weird not having done one.
I concur.
Okay, Michael, I have that Sega Rally song in my head all day long. So I'm going to... Oops. All right, ready?
Yes. Ready?
Check 1, 2. And there we go. What's up now?
Go.
Welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, a video game music podcast. This is episode 14-2, a very special Patreon live streamed episode. Patreon track suggested episode. My name is Rob Nichols.
And you also have a list. And God, it's contagious. I'm also Pernell.
No, biting your lip is not contagious. Is it?
Apparently, I clearly just slurred too. But yes, I am Pernell. We've been away for quite a while, oddly enough, right?
Yeah, it's been more than a couple of weeks. You went to Florida. You drove to Florida.
Yep. 15 hours in the car.
That's crazy.
No sleep I didn't sleep for about 32 hours.
Yeah, I can't sleep in cars and stuff.
Yeah, it was a doozy. How bad was it, you ask? I washed deodorant in my dishwasher, and I'm still eating from the plates.
So you did that because you were so wiped out.
I'm positive it had to be it because I was unpacking clothes and dumping stuff around, and I also started loading the dishwasher all in the same like 2-room zone. And then I forgot for 2 days, then went downstairs, emptied the dishwasher, and boom! I pulled out a speed stick, and there was nothing inside.
That's hilarious.
Which means it got washed out all over my dishes.
Yeah, I left. Actually, it's funny because I took my brother back to the airport in Baltimore. So I was driving back and forth because he was going back to Minnesota. And he left a thing of deodorant in my car. And I left it there, and it got like 90 degrees outside.
Oh.
And I took it out, and it was all melted, like coming out the sides. It smelled nice in my car, at least.
Yeah, Ocean Rush Fresh.
Now, Ultra Pure Sport from...
Come up with these names, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, so before we even begin, I'm going to talk about the deodorant that I like.
That's a good idea for a topic.
It's a Old Spice Ultra Pure Sport. It reminds me of DDR from 2003.
Is that what arcades smelled like back then? I just
That's what I smelled
pure
like.
Funk.
That's what I smelled like in the arcade back then.
Oh.
So I smell that, and it takes me back.
Combating the fragrance, I suppose.
Yeah, it takes me back. That's when I first started playing DDR. Of course, that was longer ago than that, but that tells you about how long it took before I realized how badly I smelled. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is a video game music podcast.
Holy cow. I will say one of our listeners just mentioned, I think the Florida trip is totally wiped compared to this one. Drove to Texas from Toronto.
Where in Texas, though? Because Texas is like its own country.
It doesn't even matter. If it was the northern tip of Texas from Toronto, it's still a brutal drive.
That's true.
And I'm going to wager maybe one overnight rest stop. That's me throwing the dice. Otherwise, it's just, that sounds like hell on a planet there for me. Couldn't do it.
I know. I'm going to Seattle in a couple of weeks, and that's like a 4-5 hour flight. I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, it's a great flight. Bring your 3D. Wait. Bring your Switch. Wait.
Okay, we'll talk more about the Switch later because I have some Switch stories for you.
Intriguing.
Isn't that interesting? So this episode is a special one in that we're just hanging out. It's special in that we're just hanging out. We always just hang out. In that, like, we're catching up. It's special in that it is a live recording of our episode with Patreon subscribers. So if you go to patreon.com/rhythmandpixels, people, you can support us financially there. And as a thank you, you get bonus content, mainly in the form of, a live stream that we're doing here. And it will still be available on YouTube, everybody.
It's honestly a lot of fun to do these because it's like a weird form of multitasking because we'll record the episode, and while we're recording the episode, Rob and I are chatting, and I'm playing 3DS sometimes, and I'm texting in YouTube, and I'm eating potato chips, and I'm drinking coffee, and I'm drinking tea, and I'm petting a dog. All these things at once.
Yeah.
And don't even skip a beat.
You're drinking my favorite tea, though. You're drinking PG Tips, which is the best.
Yes.
Nothing better. All right, so this is all tracks suggested to us through rhythmandpixels at hotmail.com, also through our Facebook, also through our Twitter. We are giving priority to Patreon subscribers.
Though I think I may have one where I kind of had to jump over a little bit.
I think, you know what, we did that last time too, and I felt really bad for Henrik Anderson because we never played his music, and we talked about it, and we never played it again, and he called me out.
He did. He did. And I looked from the sidelines and whistled Dixie and walked away.
He called me out when I was super sick, and I was like, I can't deal with this right now. I just felt so bad about it. So I'm not going to play his original pick. I think it's on the list, but I'm going to start with the one. I think this is supposed to be the musical version of A Slap on the Wrist. This is from Super Mario Kart for the Wii. This is No Trophy for You.
You picked that?
Yeah, I did. Composed by Asuka Ota and Ryo Nagamatsu. And it's a goofy one. And for some reason, we stopped recording. Oh, I'm punched out. What the heck? Mario Kart for the Wii. Yeah, there we go. Just gonna start over again. And this is No Trophy for You for Super Mario Kart for the Wii, composed by Asuka Ota and Ryo Nagamatsu. Oh, man. All right, so then we stop, and then we put the thing in.
So it only stopped recording for like a second.
For like a second, so your genuine laughter got lost.
In the shuffle. It's okay, though, because I am now chatting with Pooplos about the beloved creamy dill pickle chips.
Oh, they're delicious. Dill pickles. Dill pickle chips. Dill.
No! That's not how that works at all. Oh, crap, they're talking about... apparently we got other Gungeon people talking about...
Yes.
No soup for you.
I think it comes out tonight. The new
Is it today?
yeah.
Is that game on the Switch?
Yes.
Because maybe I'll buy that for the Switch because I could play kind of on the go, like sitting at work frustrated or whatever. I heard they're actually making it easier in general as a whole, too.
Yeah, they've added some. They did that with the last update, too. All right. You know, it's not that this track makes me feel bad, but it makes me feel like I've done something bad.
Well, I mean, when it comes to Mario Kart, if you get into the position where you're that far down the totem pole that you got to hear this music, you messed up. You done goofed.
No trophy at
and
all.
This music lets you know that, quite frankly, no trophy for you.
No trophy for you.
Or as Michael Bridgewater puts out, no soup for you, which is also a very valid reference because I watched that episode of Seinfeld, and when soup was denied to you, it felt like you got stabbed through the heart.
Man.
And you had no one but yourself to blame.
So my brother came to Delaware with his two daughters from Minnesota. I mean, he lives in Minnesota. He came here with his two daughters. And they brought their Nintendo Switch with them because they all play games together. And we played Mario Kart for the Switch like every day for hours.
Oh, my God.
It was beautiful outside. Seriously, we sat on the beach for forever, like all day long until the sun went down. And the sun went down, we went back home, and we put the grill on, and we played Mario Kart as a family. All of us, like tournament style, even my mom.
Your mom played too?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a good way to just break up a family.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. I had to stop. I had to not play as much because I was the only one with any Mario Kart experience. Like, you know, like classic Mario Kart experience.
So here comes the question.
So I knew how to drift.
Did you hold back your level of skill to accommodate all the newbies?
Yes, but just so that I could hold back so I wouldn't get blue shelled, collect all the red shells, and then just...
So you do realize that's not what holding back actually is.
I mean...
You were strategically holding back.
Yeah, I was literally holding back so that I could shoot my 8-year-old niece with green shells and red shells.
Well, that's appropriate. That's what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed to just knock them down.
I'm just laughing at the fact that you were trying to proclaim, oh, yeah, I restrained myself strategically.
No.
Like, no, that's not how this works at all.
So we played that a lot. We played a lot of Mario Odyssey.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, we all would like sit around the TV and like go this way, go that way, and you can play with two players. One person could be Cappy, which just means just runs around and like collects coins. But
note this, by the way, this guy here.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yes, you. When you are at home.
Yeah, I don't play anything.
You don't play anything. But he goes to the beach with family, and the entire vacation is video games.
It made me want to get a Switch because then we played Zelda. And Zelda was fun.
You may have played more Breath of the Wild than I have as of now.
I played a lot, yeah.
Poor game.
And it was funny because it kind of fell back into our family dynamic of my brother playing games and me watching him and kind of like, you know, MST3K-ing, like, you know, yelling at him, making fun of him. Like, I'm sure like, a lot of other people have that same experience of being a kid with like if you had an older sibling or a friend, even like a friend, you go to their friend's house and they would play games and you would just watch them. And that was a thing you'd do. And it was entertaining. And for us, it was like watching a movie. It was kind of cool.
But honestly, yeah. But at the same time, you also wanted the backseat drive. If you were the person spectating, you had every right to, give them grief when they screwed up, but also say, no, I'm here to watch you and enjoy yourself. I don't want to take the controller.
It was fun to watch the children play Odyssey and like jump off the cliff over and over again because they couldn't keep him running in a straight line. And then after a while, we were like, come on, just give me. But that's kind of fun in its own way too.
All right, I got this track has to stop because it's looping and it's making me feel morose, and we're not even playing Mario Kart. So stop it! No, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. It's a good track, but it's a sorrowful one.
Okay, yes. So thank you, Henrik Anderson, for that selection. I think it's cool. I like the flute in it. The little I think it's a slide whistle.
I do like the flute.
It sounds like a slide whistle. That's what I'm gonna go with that. All right, so what would you pick?
Well, actually, I'll go into the why afterwards, but I actually went with a track from a name that I wasn't familiar with, Jay McDewitt.
Yes.
I did not realize, but the track he gave was just pure gold.
Which one was that?
It was from the game Shadow of the Ninja on the NES.
Yes.
And it's the Stage 1 theme from the game, composed by Iku Mizutani and Koichi Yamanishi.
Yes, Iku Mizutani is an excellent composer, and this is an incredible soundtrack. So I'm really excited to play this one. Stage 1. Let's go. Go Ninja. Go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. What's funny about doing the live stream is that I feel like we're still recording. So we kind of are.
Stop recording, you said?
I feel like we still are recording.
Oh, well, we are technically, because everyone can hear me eat chips.
Right. This soundtrack is so good. This is on our live stream, which actually the live stream was down for the entire week we were away because the cat knocked the computer down and hit the hit the power strip switch, and I was like, why are the lights flashing on the thing? And it was like turned off and the computer was on its side.
But you didn't realize till you got home?
No, not even like a couple days after I got home because I didn't turn the computer on. Nice. Undercover ninja. I guess ninjas are always undercover, right?
Oh, no, these ninjas are out front and person. Blame Archie, Michael. Archie did it. He's such a sneaky little cat, but we love him anyway. Welcome back. You're watching, or rather listening.
You're watching.
You're watching.
Did I catch you off guard?
No, you caught me in the realm of Tasty Town with chips. You're listening to the first stage theme from the game Shadow of the Ninja, composed by Iku Mizutani and Koichi Yamanishi, suggested to us by a Jay McDewitt.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this pick.
Yes.
This is awesome.
See, when I went through the list and we were trying to select what we were going to play, I came across this track and it kept irking me. I was like, I know this game name from somewhere, but I can't quite place it. I had completely forgotten it existed. And then I realized this was a game I used to borrow from a friend from down the street and play his copy of it. And I used to love this game as a kid. I'd totally forgotten about it. How much did I love it? I went home after work today and played it for an hour before even coming here.
Yeah.
I was playing this game today because I like it that much.
That's awesome.
And it's odd because it's one of those games where it has faults, for sure. Like, it's not a perfect game. And if I were to sit here, I could easily line them up. Like, this is things that the game could have done better. But
you know, it doesn't matter to you?
It doesn't matter at the time because when you're playing the game, you're enjoying it for what it is. The music is good. The colors are great. It's got like a light Russian attack feel as far as how enemies approach you.
Okay.
Until you come across that weird football sprinting guy who just dashes faster than you can even evade him. It's absurd. But it's a great game, and the OST is fantastic.
So good. This track I always felt had a Castlevania thing going on.
Yes. Actually, I would go with that. I could go with
Except
that.
at the beginning. It sounds like like Crazy Train. I don't know, that's a little bit of a stretch.
But this is
That's
also,
good.
this is quite the gym right now, and it's funny because I was at home playing this game when I should have been playing any number of other games at the moment. As you know, the Big Daddy Octopath Traveler dropped on the Switch recently,
Yes.
and I believe it is a game that is shattering expectations. It's sold out everywhere, something that no one really expected to happen. Square was like, "We're sorry that we didn't print enough copies of the game."
Well, you didn't just download it?
No. Well, you can, but people generally still do the physical if they can help it. So, like, the physical copies are selling out. And since the pricing is the same between the two, it's usually like, I'll wait for the physical copy to show up. But I bought it, but now it's got me feeling remorseful for all the Square games I haven't finished yet that are in my backlog. So I'm trying to dive back. Like, I have to finish Bravely Second. I got to finish, or at least start, Lost Fear. And then I'm still playing through Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology somehow.
And then every once in a while, you're throwing in Shadow of the Ninja.
Shadow the Ninja. It just jumped in line.
So, man, we're back in the seats, back on the microphones, back to talking about your backlog.
Yep. And here's another funny thing. So you mentioned yesterday you went to drop your brother off at the airport.
Yes.
All right. So Christy, his wife, came by to help me like organize my board game room, which is a
Wow, was that last night?
I guess so.
Feels like forever ago.
That room is an abomination. Just want to point that out. But
Yes. You need to put some holes in your walls.
No.
And shelves.
No.
All the way up.
no holes. No holes.
I don't get it.
But anyway,
Help me out, guys.
so afterwards, we started talking about like video games in general, and she's like slowly kind of getting into like the idea of playing video games. So I was like, hey, give me some ideas for like some games I might like. And I'm like cracking my knuckles like, oh, my time to shine. What can I recommend? So I'm like going through the PS4 library. I broke out Transistor. I broke out, of all things, the game that seemed to click the most that we played a ton of was Wonder Boy.
Oh, really?
The classic Wonder Boy remake that they did.
Oh, yeah, she was talking about that. She mentioned a Scapegoat. She liked the Scapegoat.
Yeah, she played a Scapegoat 2 a lot. That game
Yeah.
was awesome. And there's this thing I do. I love this about games, which is why I'm like looking forward to like having more people to play games with, where like I know how to play a game, but the other person doesn't, and I gotta have to like not give them solutions, but be kind of helpful. Like I'm a tip box in a game. Like you can press X to get a tip from Purnell.
Press the X button on Purnell.
Boop. So, do you know what moves you have available to you? Cycle through them. You can do these things. Oh my God, I didn't try that. Exactly. Or, like, there are a lot of different colored objects in this room. Maybe one of them is of an odd color. You should examine them all. It's just so cheesy.
Did she get annoyed?
But it worked.
Oh, okay, good.
But it worked.
Because I would be annoyed. I'd be like, Purnell, I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, I might be here for another hour, but I'm going to figure it out.
I can't. I got to give the tips. But it worked out pretty well and ended up being a lot of fun.
That's
so.
cool. I'm glad. I'm glad she had a good time. And playing video games, no less.
Which means now the Nichols household needs to pick up a copy of Scapegoat too. So
I think
here.
I think so. But now there is the update that's coming out tonight, June 19th, of Enter the Gungeon, Advanced Gungeons and Dragons.
True.
And that's calling my name, Purnell.
Yeah, but that's the solo game variant, and you can play the Scapegoat with the misses.
That's true.
I mean, everybody has a solo game and a couple games.
I have to finish Momodara Reverie at night.
So that would be the game that gets pushed off for Gungeon then, because that would be your solo run.
Probably.
Yeah, see, so you got to think about that.
You're like, you got
Momo Nara.
Momo no.
Momo no.
Momo like no Dara. That's so dumb. Thank you. I'm done podcasting forever.
Pretty much. Now it's going to be locked on the record forever. People are going to just bring it up. Remember that?
No,
time
I'm
you
cutting this out.
Dara?
Look at that.
Look at people listening now.
Cutting tool. All right, so my next pick came from Brian Kunkel. I never think I'm saying his last name right, or maybe I am. It's Kunkel. But
Well, he's listening now, so he can tell you.
yeah,
firsthand.
you can tell me. Give me some kind of phonetic spelling in the chat. I'd appreciate that. This came from Brian, and this is from the game Nier Automata. And it's composed by Keiichi Okabe, and this is hacking track number 6. And there's like 30 different hacking tracks. So I'm assuming hacking is like a mini game or it's part of the game. I don't know anything about Nier Automata. I do know that this song was super awesome, and he picked a really good track. And out of all the ones I listened to, so I listened to them all today, this one was my favorite too.
All right, so now I'm ready to hear.
Yeah, this is really cool. This is hacking track number 6 from Nier Automata, composed by Keiichi Okabe, and this is picked by Patreon subscriber Brian Kunkel. Thank you.
But before you switch over,
Yes.
Kunkel just confirmed you got it right.
Oh,
Dead on.
oh, just like how I get Daniel Smith right every time.
There you go. Well, see, the trick is Brian Kunkel wasn't a Japanese composer.
Yes.
And also, poor David Smith.
This is composed by Keiichi Okabe.
Just play the
I'm
track.
gonna play the track. It's a good track. This is cool. You'll enjoy this one.
I do like this.
Pump up the jam, pump it up. Get on this, pump up. All right.
That's not how it goes, but you were close. The rhythm is there.
Yeah. Do you know it?
Man, it was there. Like, I'll go do.
You got it. There you go.
Pump up the jam, pump it up while your beat are thumping. Get for the dance floor, the stomping. Gonna tell everybody get moving. That's the words. Lyrics to the beat. They're coming through the song tree. I like the fact it actually does work. It does line up though. The first part did better than this.
No, I liked it with this line
Yeah.
because it's more rhythmic than it is like heavy on the melody.
I do like this. You were dead on about this.
That's cool.
So I am wondering now what hacking is in this game.
I don't know. I know. Oh, I like this. I like this sound.
This also surprised me. I didn't expect a song to sound like this in Nier Automata.
You don't have to talk so loud. You just
I can't help it. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's why I'm like I think there's like a section of the game that's just for this.
Oh, is that the... Oh, crap, we're recording.
We are recording now for now.
Whoops. Well, may as well say it.
All right, so you're listening to hacking track number 6 from the game Nier Automata, composed by Keiichi Okabe, and this was chosen by Brian Kunkel. I know very little about Nier Automata except that it's a world in which you're questioning, I think, the humanity of the androids, and I'm assuming there's a lot of like hacking or mini puzzle games involved. But it sounds like Brian spoke up in the chat.
Yeah, he said that hacking in this game is reflected in the form of a bullet hell style minigame.
Oh, I'm on board.
So honestly, the game itself seems to be rather bullet hell-y because the only thing I know about it is that people seem to really, really like cosplaying as 2B, and also the fact that there's like that cool boss fight that was getting previewed for everybody where you were fighting like the robotic opera singer who was firing tons of bullets from her skirt, which was just a very bizarre idea in and of itself, but it looked awesome.
Oh, I mean, if it's that kind of style of game, maybe I should give it a shot then, because I like that style of game.
That's why I
say
bought
that.
it too, but I've never played it.
Is this again? I actually didn't look up what system this was for. It's Xbox.
I want to say it's on Xbox and PS4, but I could be wrong. I know it's on PS4 without a doubt, 'cause that's what I have it for.
Okay, well, that's going in the notes for now.
Yes, sir.
What you playing over there?
Oh, I decided to just boot up a Mutant Mud Super Challenge for some reason. Why, I have no idea.
That
Because
doesn't-
The game is great, but it kicks the living daylights out of me. Which is what I like about it, too. But not a good timing for a show.
So I think this is cool. It definitely has. It uses those classic sounds, but there's that kick drum. Definitely sounds more modern, but it seems like it's got the classic sounds, but definitely composed on a modern system.
Oh, yeah, like this game, I'd really
I mean,
do it.
obviously it was composed on a modern system, but it definitely has a modern sound to it, using old style sounds.
Old style sounds with new style sounds.
All right,
But the point is, this game is something that I know I want to get into. It involves, like, it had a lot of DLC to it, I know that much, but it may not even be necessarily important to utilize it. It's just more so a desire of just experiencing it, because it has the dystopian world that I like so much when it comes to games. I like the idea that I hear there's even a little bit of humor involved in it. There is some, I want to say there was some item customization slightly. But overall, it's just something I really need to get my butt on and play. Actually, I thought about something. This is something worth asking out loud, both for listeners to offer info on and also for people that are in the group chat.
well, yeah, don't hold it inside.
Too late. But the thought I'm starting to have now is that I constantly find myself in a position where I have this roster of games that I really want to play. And yet at the same time, I'm so indecisive and unable to just commit to anything. Not even referring to games I'm reviewing. I mean games outside of that sphere. So I'm thinking about doing a randomizer or doing a group chat vote of sort. Like, here are the games I'm playing or I have on deck. Which one should I focus on solely until it is done? And let either a roulette decide or let people in the chat or the group decide.
I think you should do that. I think that's a cool experiment.
Yeah, 'cause I mean,
As
nice
long
to
as you
get
hold
my-
your end of the bargain,
Of course I would. I'm good for that.
you get for it.
Yeah. So anybody in the chat that's listening, by all means, feel free to respond there what your take is on that. And also, anybody who is up listening to the show on Monday or thereafter, you can suggest some info too. But in the meantime, it's time for me to go with my next track, because I like this track, but there is some more that needs to be played.
Yeah, we got a lot of music to play.
So, actually, I just realized something. I wrote down the track, but I did not write down who gave it to me, because I wrote down the composer's name twice.
Well, someone might. It's funny. Someone might speak up.
Maybe they will.
So, what's the track?
It was surprisingly a classic of a track, one I didn't even expect to want to pick for the show, but I couldn't deny it. It was just too good.
Which one?
It's from the game Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yes, I saw that, and I'm like, we have never played this song. It's amazing.
Well,
It's so good.
my problem... Well, I'll get into that when
Okay,
we
we
come
played
back.
enough. We played about 1 billion remixes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, so, the track, for those who are like, what the heck are they talking about, is the Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2. And it's composed by Masato Nakamura. And for the 0.5 people who have never heard this track before, you're in for a treat.
I love that.
Now, before we go back, let me see if I can find the document. Or do you have it up? So now I want to see who told me about it. Damn it.
What? You want to know?
I really want to know. I can't let that person. Here we go.
All right.
No, I got it up.
You got all right.
I just gotta let it load up.
All right, then you do that while everyone else listens to me do this.
I don't have to. I don't have to listen. I'm already there, man. I'm already on top of this. Got it. There we go. That's what's up. Let's do this thing.
You want to do that thing? Hold on. There we go. There's my. Oh. What's going on? Oh, you're writing. I'm like, why is the whole thing shaking?
It's an earthquake. Are you trying to catch the loop?
I like it. Yeah. Pump up the jam, pump it up. Get on this. Pump up the jam. Pronounce the jam. All right. Sorry about that. Thank you for that. Okay. We ready to go?
Yep.
I like that. Pranal, are you ready? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm good to go.
Welcome back to the podcast. The track is Metropolis. I'm from Sonic 2, composed by Masato Nakamura-kun, and it was suggested to us.
You call him Nakamura-kun?
Nakamura-kun, it had to flow. Anyway, the track itself was actually suggested by Wicked Sephiroth, a longtime listener of the show.
There we go.
This track is probably my favorite to second favorite in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And it's interesting because I may be the only person in existence that feels this way about Sonic 2, but it had the best world variety, but it was just too freaking long. It's too long.
Sonic 2 is too long for you.
Yes.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, that's how you get the variety.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
Metropolis had 3 acts. That was the only one that had 3 acts.
Yeah, because it just clearly to hear this track as long as possible, they had to do that for you. But it also had those stupid exploding starfish, and it was just a nightmare zone for all the great music.
This was a nightmare
brutal.
zone for you. I like Sonic 2. Sonic 2 is the game that I really grew up with. Like when I was younger, playing video games, this is what I played a lot of.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sonic 2 was a great game. I don't think it was bad. It's just, as you play the game, you might, until you learn what the state select code was, you'd find yourself going, I just want to get to the Oil Ocean, and I'll be good for the day. Or today, I just want to get to the Mystic Cave Zone. And you just play forever and ever and ever. And then you finally get the level you want, you get the music you want. And you're burned out. You're like, okay, I think I'm kind of dry here.
I don't know. As soon as I got to the sky chase, like I was on board again. Like my interest immediately
like peaked again.
Yeah. No matter how many times I play this game, once I get onto that plane, I get super excited, and then I get to the Death Egg Zone or whatever. I'm like, I'm so into it.
And that's after Metropolis.
Yes,
both of those two. But like overall, I still
it takes a while to get there. Hilltop Zone is rough.
Yes, it is. Though I will say, I think my biggest Sonic link is still Sonic 3, though. Sonic 3 was the Blizzard Sonic, and that was a fantastic title because of that specifically. My mom drove out in the blizzard to get it because I really wanted it, and I was depressed that she wouldn't be able to get it because of the inclement weather. And apparently, she felt bad enough that she drove in horrible weather in an old beater of a car.
That's a nice story.
To get Sonic from Caldor.
Caldor, I remember Caldor. Caldor.
I miss those days, man. But
that's a dollar store now. It's still there.
Now Caldor is now a Home Depot.
Oh, that's what's on that side.
And the video game department is past plumbing.
No kidding.
Yes.
Spent a lot of time in that store.
Way too much time.
Yeah, we both have. This is a great pick because first of all, I love the beat at the beginning. I'm just gonna play it again because it's really fun.
Oh, I meant
really fun.
And I also meant to say before I forget, so you mentioned earlier about how did we not pick this track prior already? I realize I have a problem when it comes to picking tracks on the show, which could go either way, I guess, depending on who's listening. But it's like I feel like deep down I know of the tracks that are like solid hits. Like if you were to tell me, like the Green Hill Zone, just an obvious throwdown. Everyone knows the Green Hill Zone. Everyone loves
my ringtone on my phone. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so like my head is always like, don't go there, not because it's bad, but because I feel like no one would be surprised by it or be like, oh, this is something new for me.
Right.
But at the same time, I also realize that sometimes people want to hear the familiar to go, oh my God, they're playing that track I really like. Or it's just like a group hit.
Well, I always like, there's a reason why these tracks are so well loved and so widely loved. It's because it's so good.
I agree.
I feel like it's got the solo in the right place. It's got the breakdown in the right place. There's a lot of parts to it. And it's only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. It fits so much. It's everything I love about the Genesis.
Oh my God, Michael totally remembered the thing about Sonic. How like originally Sonic 2 released on Sonic Tuesday. And
I didn't know that.
And then I believe he said Sonic 3's Day, which I also think was a real thing.
3's Day?
Yeah, but I know for a fact there was a Sonic Tuesday. And then Sonic 3's Day was him still doing like, I got 3 fingers for 3 or whatever, and he just hyped it up. But yeah.
Sonic 3 was the one I never finished.
Really? It was like one of the shortest ones.
I don't think it was one of them. Actually, I want to say I beat Sonic 2 a billion times, but Sonic 3 I don't think I ever got to the end. Maybe it was Sonic and Knuckles.
The Sonic and Knuckles is too long.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't beat that darn game, even on Sega Channel.
All right, so we're going to move on to a game. This is Lufia 3, which was not released.
Oh.
Or this was an unreleased track. It was Lufia 3 Ruins Chaser for the PlayStation.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't released because I've never heard of it.
And this is an unknown track. So this is a track that there was like I think 2 tracks that were found created for this game that was never released. And maybe it's
Oh, here's a question.
my brain stalled out. What's up, Brunel?
Hit you with this because it came up in the chat. What do you think is the best music track from Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
From 2?
Yes.
It's either this one or...
Got you ruminating.
Yeah, I gotta think about that.
For me...
Oh, I know.
Oh?
I know it. Oil Slick Zone.
Oh, Oil Ocean?
Oil Ocean.
Oil Ocean did have a good track.
It's a good track.
Though I will say for me...
Or no,
this
Sky
is like
Chase.
I said. This is there. Oh, now you're getting indecisive. Come on, you got to commit.
All right, my first pick was Oil
Ocean.
Oil Ocean. I always called it Oil Slick Zone. I don't know why.
All those poor animals.
Yeah.
So I would say my favorite is from the Mystic Cave Zone, seconded by this one. Because Mystic Cave, you couldn't beat that. That was an awesome beat. Though Michael Bridgewater's favorite track was Chemical Plant Zone, and my response to that is,
that's a good one.
As awesome as it was, have you played Sonic Generations? Because if you have not, you need to hear the Chemical Plant Zone rendition in that game, because that thing is a beast.
This is the Chemical Plant Zone remixed by the Chemical Brothers.
Honestly, it might be. It's just really good. I really like it.
Oh, man. All right, so Lufia 3, Ruins Chaser, unreleased game for the PlayStation, and they found 2 tracks for Lufia 3 composed by, well, this one is composed by Yukio Nakajima, and it is too good not to share, and this was brought to us by OK Impala. Thank you for also having the best name in the world. Sorry to everyone else in the world. All right, dig this tune. And work is messaging me.
No, Casino Night Zone. No. Hilltop Zone. Wait.
Zone.
Emerald Hill Zone.
There's just so much good music in that game. This tune's awesome. You're gonna like it. Have you heard it yet?
No.
It's really good.
Once I picked the ones I wanted, I stopped listening so I could hear them on the show for the first time. do this live chat for the Patreon subscribers.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more for us because I really enjoy chatting with everybody during the
It's
episode.
nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's from the old Lufia tune. I think it's the last boss from Lufia too.
Oh, no, I know what this is. Ah, this is a remix. I know this track.
Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. You say it's a remix?
No, I'm not saying it's
Oh,
a
okay,
remix as in
okay.
like,
That you know of.
Yeah.
Okay. This was an unknown track from the unreleased game Lufia 3 Ruins Chaser for the Sony PlayStation. This track composed by Yukio Nakajima, and it definitely riffs on the last battle theme from Lufia 2 at the very, very end. Was it?
No, that's what I was about to say. It was just the normal boss theme from Lufia 2.
Oh, it was the boss theme?
Yeah, it was
Which is an amazing song to begin with. So it's cool that like it starts off kind of fun and then it gets funky and then it brings in that little bit of the melody and you're like, oh, snap. Because all the Lufia games, the stories kind of ran together, right?
Yeah. Now I'm kind of wondering if the stories do run together because, as for listeners probably know, Lufia 1 takes place in the future, so to speak, or we can call it the present. I don't know how we want to refer to it.
Lufia 2 goes back.
Yeah, it goes back to the original story that led up to the first game rather. So it is they're both fantastic games. Though I wonder if the reason why this one never came out was due to how. Wait, no, it couldn't have been because the DS version came later. Because they made I can't remember if it was a new game or a remake, but it became like an action, like hack and slasher sort of deal. Like
I did see that.
Dungeon crawler.
I did see that like when I was searching for information on Lufia.
So like I'm wondering
Didn't know much else
if I'm not sure. I guess maybe they didn't have the funding at the time, but then later on with the DS, it was cheaper to develop it, and they put it on there as a result. But yeah, the Lufia games in general are pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, so
I have one friend that's like, aside from Dragon Quest, it's his favorite RPG series. Both of them.
That's our friend Kim, our mutual friend Kim. This is like I think her favorite.
Really?
Or one of her favorites anyway. She likes a lot of RPGs.
I wouldn't even have thought about that.
So this section here, it sounds original.
Yeah, this part I think is new.
Yeah, which is cool. It's like a good guitar.
Michael suggested it sounds very easyish.
Yeah,
which
it does.
I can go with.
Yeah, I go with that too. All right, here we go. Now it's getting serious.
Get you all pumped up.
Yeah. And it just rolls right into it.
There it is. That's the remix.
Like they made that the chorus of this new song. I think it's brilliant.
So I do like this.
Let's just listen to it all the way through one more time.
What are you doing? You were this track.
This is a good song. I mean, oh yeah. THX.
Theater magic.
Oh,
there.
it's so good.
I actually never finished Lufia 2. That was the first game for our RPG of the Month club that we had started at. I started years ago after the RPG panel at Anime Central started taking off.
And then you never finished it?
Nah, because it was only meant to be played for a month, and I got obsessed with grinding out my familiars.
Okay.
So in the end, I just didn't make enough progression because I was just kind of grinding like a chump.
Was it fun to grind?
It was.
Or were you just like, you just
but
wanted
you know
to
how it
levels
goes.
go up?
Yeah, but you know how it goes. Sometimes you get sidetracked by other games, and then the grind is just more time you could have spent progressing through the title proper.
Yes.
So I lost the pacing.
Yeah.
I succumbed to the blandness, and now I kind of find myself wanting to go back, but I just haven't made the time because I'm getting old, which makes me wonder, why do we even still buy new video games anymore?
I've asked you this question.
I don't even know.
Well, they're exciting.
Oh, the acquisition feeling is fantastic.
No, I mean like the promise of of like a new adventure and new characters. They're exciting, even if it's a sequel. Because so many games are sequels per now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm telling you.
With a collector's edition.
With a
and a
collector's
super stupendous
and then
limited
you're like,
edition.
that's right. I remember really enjoying that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just jump back into it.
And that's where I'm at nowadays too. I'm still playing Robbie Reeby. I'm still playing, Historia. I just reviewed like Ys 8, so I'm finally playing that game. It is freaking good.
Oh, so the next game that I is definitely on my list that I've never finished or never played at all is Super Metroid.
Really?
Yes, and
oh man,
it's just one of those things that like I never had a Super Nintendo when I was younger, so I never really.
I'd almost want to
got
see you
into
try
it.
the first run of it being that Super Metroid Link to the Past crossover game that they put
No,
out.
because I never got that far through Link of the Past. But maybe that's something we can play together on stream or something sometime, or at least like when I first started. It'd be kind of fun to do.
Yes,
You can be like, Rob, why don't you go over this way? Because I'm probably gonna need some help
that's where I
from
do.
someone who's more experienced.
Press the R button for Purnell advice. You can put like a little bubble in the corner, like maybe if you press the B button,
Push
you
in
can fire a missile.
R3 for P.
I don't know how that works.
All right, what's the next one you picked out?
All right, this is a stumper. So let me see.
Because he gave me a bunch.
All right, M or F?
Oh, jeez. M.
All right, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go with the other one for some reason.
F.
We can do M for the final track then for the episode.
That's fine.
So this is, I think you mentioned Brian Kunkel earlier, right, for one of your picks?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think we doubled down because he's getting picked again.
Cool.
He picked a track from another game that a lot of people probably well know, but I want to hear it. And he picked it. So it's the Esper Battle theme from the game Final Fantasy XII, composed by Hitoshi Sakamoto, Masaharu Iwata, and Hayato Matsuo.
That's a power team right there.
Yes, it is. So you know it's good.
Let's do it. A little rhythmic chewing would be good.
The only kind of doing worth doing. I'm telling you. Hers Potato should just start writing us a check. Yes, it is. So you know it's good.
Let's do it. Sorry. It's a battle thing when you start off with some timpanis. Shocking revelations from Rob.
Your lack of diving played Super Metroid, man. I like the sound of like gear crunching. Like, and this definitely has their grand sound. I need to go back and play freaking Grand Kingdom again.
Okay.
These are the Batescape guys, right? Or at least Hitoshi
Yeah.
Sakamoto is.
Yeah, this is Space Escape. That's why I was like, oh, wow, all these people. It's Space Escape. Masaharu Iwata and Hitoshi
Right before they
Sakamoto.
became Batescape.
Maybe.
Because Final Fantasy 12 came out in like
Well, the other one I'm thinking of is what? Grand Historia?
Grand Kingdoms.
Grand Kingdoms. Grand Kingdoms.
But there was another game that we didn't get in the States whose name is currently alluded like Grand Knight's History or something like that.
Like that.
I love how Damien said, yeah, but I think you're going to, if you're going to play Super Metroid, it needs to be in a dark room alone to get the right feeling. And my response wants to be,
Yeah, I'll do
you
it.
mean the dark feeling of frustration as you can't get out of that stupid pit that the bird's trying to show you how to leap out of? That blasted bird thinks he's so good at what he does, hopping off the walls like a champ.
Don't tell me, no spoilers.
Oh, don't worry, I just
Spoilers,
told you when you will be frustrated, because it's going to happen. Everyone does.
Oh, this is a good time then, since a lot of people are in the chat and hanging out. We are both going to be doing a live show with Ed at Retro World Expo again this year.
I don't remember the exact date for it, but I know it's in September,
It's
right?
in September, which is one of the dates on the weekend, and it's probably the same day as the Legacy Music Hour recording, which is happening just 3 hours away in Salem, Massachusetts.
It's going to be a lot of slogging, but it'll be a great time. And if Rob's driving, I'm playing DS.
Yeah, I'll probably try. I wonder if I can loot this.
Oh my god. This dog is totally licking my shorts because I wipe potato chip crumbs on them. This is hilarious.
You know, let that work for you, because you're on.
Well, I'm laughing because, as you all know, I eat these creamy dill pickle chips, and as you also know, I'm just a dude who will wipe potato chip crumbs on his shorts so he can just keep working. Well, the dog learned that too, as he keeps licking my darn shorts to get the crumbs off of them, and it's gross, but also kind of hysterical. So, other than that, you're listening to the Esper battle theme from the game Final Fantasy XII, composed by Hitoshi Sakamoto, Masaharu Iwata, and Hayato Matsuo, and suggested by listener Brian Kunkel. So, I have a fondness for this track. It's not too much, and I love the...
This is not too much.
It's not too much. It's very tense, but it's not a lot of stuff going on. It's
Okay,
just-
so yeah, you got like the timpanis, there's a little bit of strings, there's some definite some voices, and
Yeah, I
there's the
figured-
clanking.
Yeah, the clanking. I love the
You're right,
clanking.
and it's all just sort of like stretched.
Yes, and it feels grand. It's a very grand and tumultuous theme, I would say. And it's very fitting because it plays during the game's biggest battles, which is with the Espers. Because in this particular game, all the Espers that you get to summon can only be summoned once you beat them in combat. And every Esper in the game has a particular quirk to them that makes them a little bit more of a challenge to deal with than the average monster. And I will say one thing I loved is that when I went to listen to this for the first time, I went and just tried to peruse some conversations that were going on about the track, and it seemed like everybody had the same love that I had and a specific Esper in mind when they think of this track, which was the Ultima Esper. I may have even mentioned it on the show before, but Ultima is an Esper that exists in one of the bonus dungeons of the game called the Grand Crystal. It is a horrible maze that my save file is still in right now at over 100 hours. I never found my way out,
So you got in there to find the summon. You found the summon,
but can't get back out.
can't get out.
Can't get out.
That's rough. At least you could save in there.
I can. I wonder. I mean, if I go get the map, I have a book with a map in it. I can use that, but I don't like using maps. But basically, what ends up happening with this boss
So
is
classic.
that she basically uses Ultima Magic on you, a spell called Holigia also.
Yeah.
Which what it does is it pretty much hits everybody and drops their hit points to 1. So you're about to die. Now, followed up with the fact that in this game, gambits are the big way you play the game, which is you program a bunch of macros that determine your party's actions based on certain situations.
Oh, that was this. Wait, that was this one.
Yes.
Wait,
so let's
I'm
say
Captain Bosch. That was this one.
That's the one.
Oh, I don't think I ever explored this.
So the logic would be like, hey, if one of our party members' hit points gets below 40%, drop a Curaja on the entire party.
Right.
So this Esper takes advantage of that. So it does Holigia first, get everybody's hit points down to 1, which means your macro to heal kicks in. And as it's charging up, she casts a spell called Reverse. Well, not even Reverse. It's like, it basically, whenever she does it, it's called turns you into a zombie. Everyone becomes zombie.
Yes. Yeah.
So the spell is ultimately going to kill you once it goes off. So you have to catch it before it goes off,
remember having
stop the spell,
Yeah.
and lose your crap, having to pretty much ignore all the gambits you've been running on for the past 10 hours.
Yeah, I really remember having trouble with enemies like that in that game. I did finish it. I remember the cure spell, Curaga, that healed like multiple people was difficult to get.
Yeah, because in this game there was a lot of shopping involved for spells, plus you had to use the license board to get access to the ability to use a spell.
There was a lot to get through just to do things that in other Final Fantasies it was just like, oh, you're level what now? Here you go.
I think it's amazing by the fact that that game requires you to have a license to wear a helmet or a belt or to swing a stick.
You know, I like a game with good law enforcement. You know, it's a good sense of what's right and what's wrong.
You know, I think it would be funny if they designed the game so that you could wear items and not like you could wear them even if you didn't have the license, but every once in a while you'd be playing the game and like a law agent would just run by and say, "I see you're wearing that hat without a license."
Yeah. If you actually like had like a knife out and then like some guy would come out and be like, "You can't use that knife." And you had to fight him.
Yeah,
like,
you have to either fight him or they just lock you in a gulag or something.
If you lose, like he takes the knife.
It would be an interesting, weird little quirk. Like, because I know in the later games they kind of tweaked that further with the Evil East, where the judges would tell you couldn't use certain spells at certain times or something nonsense. They would give you flags if you failed or failed to acknowledge.
I remember the judges were a cool part of that game. I thought they were really neat.
Yes, the judges were great, except when they told you what you couldn't do and then faulted you for it.
Yes.
You're on a map in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance where all the enemies are weak to fire, and they say you are not allowed to use fire. What the heck am I supposed to do? Suffer. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
it's
it was
not
like,
fun.
That was like their challenge, which was just really slow combat. I had some problems with tactics on the Advance. And I think it took way too long. A snowball fight. All right, I'm going to turn the track down because it's getting pretty epic in here. it's getting kind of epic. It is like a 90s R&B kind of night.
It really kind of is.
All right, so this is the time of the show that we do the bonus round.
It's getting kind of bonus round.
The bonus round is the part of the show where we play covers and arrangements and remixes based on our theme. I think we both just chose tracks given to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not necessarily remixes or covers. I also have a special track I want to play at the end, just for fun. And the track that I chose for the bonus round came from Alex Messenger. He chose the track Fire Fire from Jammer Lammy for the PlayStation. And this is the Parappa's version of the song. So if you finish all of Jammer Lammy getting like, I think a certain score, then you unlock a second version of the game where all of the rock songs are remixed into hip hop versions with Parappa.
One of the best unlocks.
It blew my mind that this was even in the game. It was like having a second game.
And then it also created quite the feud amongst all parties, whether Parappa's tracks were better or Lammy's tracks were better.
You know, they were both good. They were both good because...
Except with USA Baby.
Yes.
Only USA Baby Lammy style was the one.
I didn't need...
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no.
You better believe it. Don't you hate?
It's not for me.
No!
It's a Purnell track.
It's for everybody.
It's a Purnell track.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, this is Fire Fire, Parappa's version from Jammer Lammy. The remixes they did got a little, like, they were weird sounding for a while because, like, they changed the speed of the voices and they added some, like, hip-hop beats. I think it's cool that they even did it. So here it is, Fire Fire, Jammer Lammy.
Look out, put the fire here, whatever.
You gotta do the loading music. I keep hitting the wrong button. I love that.
Actually, you should put that in the actual episode.
Yeah, that's gonna go in like the time of the bonus round. Oh snap.
Yes, welcome to the fire.
Yes, welcome to the fire.
This has been my long desire.
This has been my long desire.
Come, help me put this out.
Come, help me put this out.
Bring it down without a doubt.
Bring it down without a doubt.
Looking up privacy on the smoke. You better help me put this out without a choke.
Looking up high, I see all the smoke. You better help me put this out without a choke.
Push the button and just pull the chain. Then I'll come, heavy pouring rain.
Push the button and just pull the chain. And I'll come heavy pouring rain. down lower, squirt it up high.
Squirt it to the left, squirt it to the right.
Squirt it to the left and squirt it to the right.
Slam the water, smack right on the fire. Extinguish the flame, 'cause that's my desire.
Slam the water, smack right on the fire. Extinguish the flame, 'cause that's my desire.
Come on now, the fire's almost out. Then you're on your way, just leave it go about.
Come on now, the fire's almost out. Then you're on your way, just leave it go about.
We be on the road, putting on the show, letting people know we jam together.
We be on the road, putting on a show, letting people know we jam together.
Give it all you got with all your might. You better not go down without a fight.
Give it all you got with all your might. You better not go down without a fight.
Looking up high, I see old smoke. You better help me put this out without a choke.
Looking up high, I see all the smoke. You better help me put this out without a choke.
Push the button and just pull the chain. Then out comes heavy pouring rain.
Push the button and just pull the chain. Then out comes heavy pouring rain.
Squirt it down low, and squirt it up high.
Squirt it down lower, squirt it up high.
Squirt it to the left, and squirt it to the right.
Squirt it to the left and squirt it to the right.
Slam the water, smack right on the fire. Extinguish the flame, 'cause that's my desire.
Slam the water, smack right on the fire. Extinguish the flame, 'cause that's my desire.
Come on now, the fire's almost out. Then you're on your way, just leave it go about.
Come on now, the fire's almost out. Then you're on your way, just leave it go about.
Oh, yes, welcome to the fire.
Welcome to the fire.
Fire's out, I'm not a liar.
Fire's out.
I'm not a liar.
Time for lunch, yeah, I'm out of here. Okay, that was pretty good.
That was pretty
Go
good.
through now.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Alex Messenger. That was like, that was pure nostalgia for me.
Squirting to the left,
I love that.
squirting to the right.
That was the Parappa's version of Fire Fire from Jammer Lammy for the Sony PlayStation. And that's my bonus round track. Thank you, Alex.
I almost wanted
Love
to
that.
say,
That was so much fun.
I almost want to veto my bonus round track and go, now for my bonus round track, play the Lammy version. Fight right now.
Shit, if we could do that right now.
I do like this track, though. Honestly, there's something weird about it, because like, there's definitely certain tracks where like, I feel like if they were in separate games, I'd be like, yeah. Obviously, I don't want them in separate games because I like that they're in one. But if they were in separate games, I wouldn't feel so compelled to compare the two.
Yeah.
But when they're in this game, I'm like, I could do Joe Chin's chainsaw with the guitar, or rapping about Joe Chin's chainsaws.
You could play 2-player. One person played Lammy and got the guitar parts. And the whole song would actually not cut, but it would like crossfade into the guitar sounding version of the song. And the other person could play Parappa and it would fade into the hip hop version of the song.
Or you could just do
It was
Lammy
really-
and Rammy and just do versus guitar battles.
Do versus guitar battles. But it was cool that you could still use both characters to get two different versions of the song in the same like gameplay.
It's just,
Yeah, it was
makes
just,
me sad.
It's just so
how-
much fun.
And it's not back. Like the best we got was that weird remastered version where, I mean, it's funny. Like I actually knew one of the people that was working on that, so I always feel bad when I talk about it. But it just had issues as far as like the actually syncing up the sounds. Like they couldn't pull it off.
I mean, like, granted, the sync in the original game wasn't great.
True.
But I mean, I think that's the one thing they could have like cleared up in their port, right?
Yeah, this would have been their chance to shine. And I know it's possible because you have games like Hatsune Miku on the system that can get like beat syncs in.
I know, right? All right, so what did you pick then?
Well, I went completely outside of my usual scope here.
Okay.
I actually also went with a Henrik Anderson choice.
You did it.
Yeah, I did. You know which one I went with, too.
Yes.
Monty.
Monty.
And by that, it's a word I can't pronounce properly, so let's do it anyway.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Monty. Title theme from said game, composed by Ron Hubbard and Ben Daglish.
Rob Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Rob Hubbard.
I keep doing that. I keep wanting to call him Ron Hubbard.
All right, let's go.
Dianetics. I wonder if he ever gets that in his day-to-day life, though. Just like people giving him crap, like, are you that Scientology guy? No! I'm the game music composer who also likes Scientology.
Classics. C64. Yeah. I love that low filtered bass sound, man. It's so grimy. Yeah, they're all like, it's a loader track. It's a theme, but it's a loader theme.
I love what Michael says. Super Metroid wall jumping were an Olympic sport. I'd be Michael Phelps.
There's wall jumping in Metroid.
Yeah, that's the part I was talking about, but you'll see. You'll see.
I hear that's difficult.
You'll see. Yeah, it seems like I think everybody must have just dropped off because it seems like there's no real point to the drop off. It just seems like eventually everyone just vanished.
Stream's still running, right?
It looks like he's still commenting.
Yeah.
I
I got 60 FPS. Pushing 25K.
Damien was on, Michael, and Alex was on.
All right, we're coming
I
back.
know Chris Murray was only on temporarily because he had to leave for the D&D.
You are listening to the theme of Auf Wiedersehen, Monty.
Monty.
Auf Wiedersehen, Mommy.
Alvita Zed Monty's title theme, composed by Ron Hubbard
Rob.
and Ben Dag. It's not Rob. Is it Rob or Ron?
Rob, like Robert.
Oh, dear God. Rob Hubbard. There we go. Rob Hubbard and Ben Daglish. I don't know why I keep conflating those two names.
Yeah, that's a Rob Hubbard like classic right there.
Yeah, and it's really, really good.
Really good. And he's a master of the Commodore 64.
And just to clarify for people, it's not that I don't know who he is. It's just I feel like I just keep thinking about Dianetics. And I can't get the association out of my head. I don't understand. But what I can say is that this is a track from a game I've never played. In fact, one of the Patreon listeners, Michael, was just explaining what the game itself even was. And I don't know if I'm going to actually go out and play it after the fact, but what I do know is I want to hear if there's more music, though this is probably just like a loader track of sorts, but I want to hear more music from this game if it all sounds like this. This is awesome. I really want to do more with it.
All right, so now this is a bonus round because I got a pick from Michael Bridgewater that I have to play.
Oh.
And I have a feeling he is staying up into the wee hours of the evening because of this.
Oh, did he know you were going to play it?
I told him I wanted to play it, and I wanted to sing along. So here we go. This is, the track is called My Dear Friend Rally from the game Sega Rally Championship for the Sega Saturn, composed by Takanobu Mitsuyoshi, and it is full of that 90s Sega racing goodness and English like you wouldn't believe. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna hook this up, and we're gonna sing along, and we may or may not keep it in the episode.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oop.
That was me.
That's all right. This is like a quarter of the length of that last track.
2 a.m. crew.
Wow, man.
That's my boy right there. He's like, I'm going to soldier on. Oh!
Yeah, here we go. Turn it up. All right, here we go. It's past the post. Time to get a few scenes you missed a new. Ready! Sending by a storm. Wipers giving you the key to see you through. We're moving there. You see beyond, you know what's there. Do you feel the heartbeat at the line? 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 Yeah, yeah. One more quarter. Race to the end. Now set your soul free. The goal will bring me running. Victory inside. All senses becoming one, finishing through the sun. I'll move if I want. Complete your mission song. Feel the heartbeat at the line. Do you feel the heartbeat at the line? Do you feel the heartbeat at the line? Do you feel the heartbeat at the line? Hey! It's on YouTube. The lyrics.
I feel like Elvis is like, just like.
To the beat, let the racing feel your heat. Heart gonna race to the sunlight rays.
Yours, your mission song.
My phone's about to die.
The heartbeat at the line. Do you feel the heartbeat at the line? Do you feel the heartbeat at the line? Do you feel the heartbeat at the line? Oh, can't you feel it? Ooh, ooh. Do you feel the heartbeat?
Oh, sorry. When we jam too much, we're actually shaking the house. This is a great track. I've never heard this before. Is this in the game?
I think so. Oh, man. All right, so that was Sega Rally. Or just Rally, my dear friend. No, it's My Dear Friend Rally from the game Sega Rally Championship for the Sega Saturn. Whew, that was composed by Takanobu Mitsuyoshi, and that was me singing along. Good times.
That was a fantastic track, and I probably would have tried to sing along too, but I didn't have the
You had some
lyrics
vocalizing
on
there. I enjoyed that.
That's not that. I added my own little rhythmic flavor, but that's about the gist of it.
Well, if you want more information about the bonus round part of our show, go to rhythmandpixels.com. We're going to have links to where you can find this music, usually where you can find the artists and their band camps and SoundClouds, but every episode's a little bit different. So check them out. Boom. And you want to put in...
I still think it's hilarious. Like it went so hard. I was like, you guys are shaking the house.
Yeah. So the last track I have... I thought I had the Mother 3 track.
That's what I had here.
I have the Nintendo badge track.
Oh, play that one then.
Yeah. For some reason I didn't.
Wasn't one of your picks from OK Impala anyway?
Yes.
Sorry, so he was covered then. So go with David Smith's.
That's what that title theme is from?
Yeah, okay. Nintendo Badge Arcade.
My Dear Friend Rally. Nice long episode. Okay, yeah, just grab that. There we go. Now, you know what? It would help if I unmuted the track. It would help. That's a good ending to this show song.
This is a great track.
All right, thank you for joining us on episode 14-2 of Rhythm and Pixels, our video game music podcast. This is our Patreon-focused episode, right?
I think you referred to it as like Patreon Explosion this time.
Yeah, Patreon Madness.
Or we could call it the Patreon Smoothie.
Patreon Smoothie.
Because we already went with a Patreon Salad. Maybe we should just keep it food themed. Patreon Pizza, Patreon Smoothie.
I like Patreon Pizza. I always like a good alliteration in the thing. So, episode 14-2, Patreon Pizza, where we record live for our Patreon subscribers every month, and we pick suggestions primarily from Patreon members. So thank you all so much for supporting the show. We appreciate it every time.
Yes. And I definitely think maybe that'll be another component to the Patreon thing too. Maybe part of it should be related to like game selections and like plays and discussions of games. Like, hey, what would you want to hear us talk? That's what it is. Like a topic suggestion, not just for music, but like something that you want to hear us just talk about in general. Like, what do you guys think of X? It could come up and be like, okay, let's discuss it then on the show.
Oh, we have like a full like discussion on specific.
Yeah, like a topic proposed by
like that.
Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, I would like
or
that a lot.
something. Almost like a Q&A.
Yeah. So I want to tell you, we have a lot of guests planned for August. A lot of guests.
It's actually pretty cool. It's like the well exploded.
Yeah,
again.
just people lining up. We've got composers, we have other musicians, we have other podcasts. We just have a lot of things planned. And then we've got some live appearances coming up in September and November and wherever else people will have us. It's going to be good.
Honestly, I'm trying to get people to have us more and more restaurants.
Yeah, you go to TGI Fridays.
Yes, have them. They're going to cover the do and everything. Like, come on in, guys. Free buffet. And all you got to do is talk about video game music while you eat.
Well, it's Perel and Rob at a Red Robin. And these guys were just sitting there talking about video games, and I was trying to eat French fries for the rest of the evening.
But they are bottomless fries.
I'm saying,
whatever.
There's no bottom to those fries. Just goes on forever.
Not on my watch. And by the way, I still feel like Red Robin dodged a bullet with opening up after I was a teen. After I had already left my teenage years, because my first thought was, "Oh my God, I would totally go to this restaurant with a Game Boy and never leave. Just me and my friends playing Game Boys, linked up F1 race, eating bottomless fries and bottomless drinks."
Oh, they would ask you to leave. They'd see you pull those game machines.
Nope.
They'd see you pull your game machines out.
Nah, I'd be like, "Nope, you can't kick us out. There's nothing in the rules saying we can't stay here and eat these fries. This is a hangout spot. We're impressionable youth who need an escape from society. You can't just throw us out in the street."
Well, if you would like to escape from society, please send us an email.
rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
Now, that's our email address where you can say hello to us, or if you want to send us track suggestions or topic suggestions, or if you're an artist or a composer or a remixer, we would like to hear from you too. And if you'd like more information about our show, this is a fun song, dude.
I love it. This is a great track.
If you would like more information about our show, full track listing from all the episodes, and links to all of the other stuff that we do, like Purnell's game reviews, our 24/7 YouTube radio station, all that other stuff, go to our website.
Rhythmandpixels.com. Oh, but before we move on,
@.com.
rhythmandpixels.com.
How do people get it? Yeah, what's up?
I do want to read his testimonial to the game since we picked his track.
Oh, by Michael Bridgewater.
No. This is Davis Smith's track.
Oh, yes, he did send us some testimonials. So let's do that.
So his testimonial to Nintendo Badge Arcade was, "When I visited arcades as a kid, I always loved playing the Claw Crane games, and this game takes me back to that time and place.
Yeah.
Although new badges are no longer being added to the game, it is a good time to try with 2 free plays offered each day. Press that A button and get that crane moving."
Love it.
This guy's got a great spirit, and I love that it comes out in his testimonials.
I like that a lot. I spent some time at the... I'll talk about it later. And if you'd like to help out the show... other ways to get in contact with the show is through our social media channels. It's Rhythm and Pixels, all one word most of the time. Go to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's where you'll find us there. If you'd like to support the show, just share it. Share it with your friends. Share it with people you think might be interested.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
I was having this chat today with somebody. She opened up a cookie store. She's selling cookies.
That's awesome.
And I was like, "How are you pushing your cookies out on the world? How do people know?" She's like, "It's just getting spread by word of mouth."
All word of mouth.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, so share or whatever. Just tell people about it. And if you'd like to support us in other ways, go to patreon.com/rhythmandpixels, and we do this special show just for you guys. So I want to thank Alex the Messenger,
Mixmaster Messenger, man of the VGM podcast fans group.
And number 14, here comes Brian Cookle.
Round the track, round the bed, Metroid Magic.
And Bobby Arson, off the top rope.
Down with the elbow drop.
Yeah. Damian Beckles from Half Court.
What, we going from wrestling to basketball?
I don't know any sports. Good references. Wicked Sephiroth, thank you so much.
Calling from downtown.
OK Impala,
Racing to the beat.
racing things.
Racing things.
Carlos, Kung Fu Carlito, thank you so much for helping support the show.
Pal, he's no Daniel San villain.
Morton Gangso, thank you.
#1 gangso.
Henrik Anderson, we played your music.
That's great.
That's it.
He's good. I love that guy.
I felt so bad about not playing his track the last episode, so we got them both in. We want to thank Michael from the Forever Sound Version podcast, who just did a full episode on the game Snatcher, where he played music from all the different versions of Snatcher.
There's a lot of love for Snatcher out there,
It's
too.
an amazing soundtrack. Really, really good episode. So go check that out. The Forever Sound Version podcast. We also want to thank Brian Pitt, who is he's been playing varsity football.
I'm about to say, I actually know Brian. I'm like, for a second, I was like, no, he hasn't.
Professional golfist Chris Murray.
Actually, I could see Chris Murray being into like heavy into golf. I could perceive that.
Division 3 badminton player Joe Vassallo. Thank you.
I'm just enjoying you trying to come up
Yeah.
with new references for sports.
And David Smith. David Smith. Thank you.
He's like, I don't have a sport, but I got your name right.
He's like a referee or something. He does Little League.
He's a mighty duck.
He's a mighty duck. Thank you to the mighty duck, David Smith. Yeah, we're getting silly. So thank you all so much for supporting the show. We really appreciate it. Again, a lot of really great shows we have lined up in August. A lot of great topics that we have lined up. A lot of great topics we don't have lined up.
Fishing has to be one, because I
Fishing
realized
is
we did a second Patreon episode where I didn't play that fishing track that was submitted.
Oh, we're doing a full fish episode. Just all fish all day long.
Yes, I gotta get my man's fishing track in that episode.
Yes.
That's why it hasn't been played yet, because it is so good.
So good. We have we're gonna have a comic book focused episode. Anyway, we have a lot of good stuff going on. So that is it. We'll see you next week for regularly scheduled programming. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
Thank you all for listening to the Rhythm and Pixels Video Game Music Podcast. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Take care of yourself.
And remember, appreciate your friends and your community, because by God, I gotta tell you, it's refreshing for it to be here. We haven't had an episode record in a little bit, but even with us not having done records, it's still nice to be a part of the community and chatting with everybody, talking about video games, Octopath Traveler, Madness, all that good stuff. It's a refreshing, wholesome community to be a part of. So hit up VGM Podcast fans. Hit up your favorite podcast groups. You have Rhythm and Pixels. You got Podcast Fans. You've got XVGM Radio. You got VG Embassy. All of us have different groups to talk about our stuff. And we just kind of hang out in all those respective groups and just have a generally good time. Come be a part of it. Come have fun with us.
Everyone's welcome.
Except that one guy, because his breath smells like rancid taco grits. I don't know what he's doing.
Don't like you talking about Ed that way.
Hey! Hey! I didn't say that.
Good night.
Later. Two fish, too furious.
Two fish, two fears. I do like that. All right, that's the show. I want to say that so on the trip, I was at the beach for a full week, and on Wednesday night we went to the Bethany Boardwalk, which is not a big boardwalk, it's very small, and we found an arcade there, and I was like, oh, they have an ITG2 machine. I wonder how it is, but like I'm not gonna play because my whole family's hanging out and we're all playing like claw machines and like ticket games and stuff, right? And everyone's like, no, we want to see you play. Like you've been playing for years, we've never seen you play.
Oh, it's time to perform.
And I was like, this is like legit. Like this is like hard mode. Like ITG2 is when things got real, and so I play like it's a set, and like everyone's like, what?
Wait, so you didn't do well, or they just were like all about
No,
the
they were like,
gameplay?
no, it was crazy. They were surprised by the level of difficulty of the game and how easily.
I think you have to try to
I got
convince,
the
like, no, the game isn't always like that. I swear to God.
No, I'm like, no. The game is twice as hard now. This is old. So, yeah, and so the next day, Thursday, I got up early and I spent about 3 hours just playing. by myself.
The addiction set in.
And then as soon as I was done, I walked right out into the ocean.
Which
is actually
a good way
really
to
cool.
do it. Just like refreshing dip.
It was unfortunate. It was ITG 2 didn't have any of the hard stuff unlocked, like any of like extra charts unlocked. It had a couple songs that were unlocked, and I couldn't play customs, which is unfortunate.
Also,
'Cause
speaking
I have
of,
a 40-minute long K-pop mega mix. That's
got-
like 8,000 steps, and I couldn't play it.
I gotta say, by the way, speaking of dance games, so
Yes.
I did finally play Dance Rush.
Yes, we haven't talked about this yet. You played Dance Rush.
So Dance Rush needs better music. I'm gonna say it right off the top.
It is fun as hell.
But
though.
I was about to say, yeah,
so
but
much fun.
it's what these dance games should have been evolving to become from the start.
Yeah.
The difficulty definitely has a ceiling that I think is much easier to hit,
Yeah.
but by that same token, it almost doesn't matter because the idea is that you're having so much fun doing the movements and steps.
It's so much fun. Right?
Yeah, like-
it's stupid fun. Like you have
you
to
do
like
the Running Man on it.
yeah, it tells you to do the running man. Like you start the game up and it shows you like the guy doing the running man. This is your first lesson. Do the running man.
And I immediately got into it. Like my first song was like a Inferno 7. Like I was like,
Yeah.
no, I can play this game.
Oh yeah,
Screw
it's
this
not
nonsense.
that it's not that bad.
And I went in and it was like jump back, forth, right, duck, hop, slide
It's not
across.
fun.
the back.
Oh, it's great.
Like because the thing is like as you start out, you're kind of uncomfortable at first. So it'll be like, okay, the game wants me to slide my foot, so I'm like. Sliding your foot ever so slightly, but
then you
when you
get
get
into
into
that.
it, you're like you're doing like the Rick James.
yeah, you start
slides and stuff.
you start like kind of shaking your leg around. What I just because I got there and there's a group of players that meet up on Facebook called the Philly Dance Game Players group.
Oh, there's a whole group.
Yeah, there were like 10 of them there. Cause they were all playing DDR and I was just playing Pump. And then they were really nice and they showed me how to start up Dance Freaks and like what to do. And they're like, oh yeah, no, we've seen you play that game for the past 2 hours. Like this is not going to be hard for you. It's just fun. And
Yeah.
so he gave me this is the song you learn on. It has every single move possible in it.
Oh, they outright grilled you on what
yeah,
to do.
and it's not that hard. And it's a number 9 out of like 10. I'm like, all right. And it was just, I was like, this is fun. He's like, yeah, like when it tells you to duck, you don't have to duck.
Yeah, you just kind of like sort of hunch your
Yeah.
shoulders.
As long as you're bobbing up and down, it registers you as ducking. So it's like, you just bob your head and you're good to go. And it's just fun. I liked it. But yeah, those guys are cool. The guy who created the Facebook group, his name is Kuang Fu. And he's the one who showed me how to set up DDR Ace and my card and everything.
Which reminds me, I need to get my darn like EMU's card running because that's how you unlock all the songs in those games.
Yes, which is annoying.
It wouldn't be such a big deal if I had the card unlocked because I wouldn't mind swiping it just to get stuff unlocked.
Yeah,
that's what I liked about EMUs in the first place.
Yeah, it's cool. It makes the gaming take longer, I think. I just want to kind of get back into it. Like,
Yeah, the loading up and
yeah.
stuff.
I was playing when I finished the game. I was like, "Hey, you guys play Pump It Up at all? Because it's really fun." They're like, "No, it's been forever, and I haven't really developed the muscle memory." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." It's
So
like,
just don't do the hardest songs.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, do you play DDR Ace?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I used to play DDR, but like." He's like, "Oh, you should try the hard mode, like the really hard stuff, because like now there's really hard charts." I'm like, "Yeah, but they're all BS. It's crap."
Just stomp.
Yeah,
It's not real. It
and
doesn't
the
look like
cr-
you're flowing at all.
And they all laugh because it's really true.
It's just like, how do we make you just look like a moron stomping
So-
around with no real like flow to
Yeah,
it?
DDR is all about timing now. Like you play, there's harder charts, but it's mainly all about getting the timing. Because like the Marvelous,
It's like the flashing greats from Beatmania.
yeah, but like the timing window in the Marvelouses are even tighter than it is in ITG, and it's like a billion times tighter than it is in Pump It Up. So
I think we're the only ones left in the group.
all right, yeah. Probably.
Well, I think Michael's there though. Still, I think 'cause he definitely commented.
Anyway, I'll probably just stop this record.
I think Michael's still in there. Like if people were still there, it's not a big deal.
Oh
but-
wow! If I sit back, you don't really see me. I need to move the desk this way, and so I can put the camera here, so it shows us both from this side.
I can dig that.
Because otherwise, it doesn't really work. On this side, you get just you and Elvis.
No, they're still here. It's hard to tell because this thing doesn't show like the population or anything. So I'm like, who's here? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
But this was a great time, and I hope everybody had fun because I definitely enjoyed this. I even thought about doing something really ridiculous one day, like if we could coordinate a game randomly or something. Earthquake. I guess you could see the camera being adjusted. Ryan goes, earthquake in dog. This dog is an earthquake in and of himself. Just pointing that out. He devours souls and then hugs you.
Yeah, he's all about that hug life.
But even honestly, another thought that came to mind for you guys, if you're listening, you're still listening, I'm talking about, is the thought of coordinated game playing. And what I mean by that is, if we pick a classic game that everybody has access to, most likely meaning it's emulated or something, we could all kind of have like a rando play session of like mutual games and see how we progress, or just discuss them and have a good time talking about the games that we're playing. Because I have experienced it when I used to do the RPG of the Month Club, and I also experienced it recently with this recent Retro Game of the Month Club that I'm a part of that Chris Murray got me into. And I think it'd be a good idea. It's just fun to kind of have that mutual gameplay experience going on and talking about with cool people. So let us know if you think that's something you'd be interested in doing. And if so, we can start posting about it in the Rhythm and Pixels group and try to get kind of something going with it. I think it could be fun. I love how this track is still going and it's still good.
It's still really good.
I love how we both thought about that Mother 3 track, but neither of us ended up picking it.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's change it up. Let's go away. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, so it was confirmed we're at Retro World Expo.
What's the date? Oh, he made a post about it?
Yeah. I don't think it's on the website yet. They never do their panel stuff till they're very late.
No, I mean, like, I'm saying Ed posted it.
Yeah, put it in our inbox.
Oh.
Oh,
No, that's not in the inbox. That's
no,
the
he
post.
posted it on the page. The heartbeat of the line. Do you feel the heartbeat of the
Too
line?
damn. We can do this.
Too
So
down.
Michael and Damien are in, and the idea being that that mutual gameplay thing I talked about earlier. I think it'd be a fun thing. Like,
I think it'd be great.
probably even vote on a game or something. Like, we could all just kind of select one. Like, okay, tonight, this month, it can be between these 3 games or something. Or if you want to propose a game directly, just say it, and that could be it.
Now, the Geekdom Con, which is November 2nd through the 4th, that is very close to our 3rd year of podcasting anniversary.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's going to be on Saturday at 8 p.m. 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. I think it's actually 7 p.m. because they have they have a thing going on.
Oh, they actually gave us a time already?
Oh, this guy really likes us. I've
Really?
never talked to him in person. Yeah.
Chris Cicero, right?
Yeah.
I have actually bumped into him before, but I don't think he recognizes me when he sees me. Or actually, he probably does, but he's like really nervous.
I think he's just really excited to have people engaged and like who want to come out and do the show and stuff. They're at the big Greater Philadelphia Expo Center, which for too many games was so crowded. It was packed.
I mean, they're growing into it.
Yeah, when I got there, no DDR. It was just pump. Only pump, and it was
But it's what matters. Pump
so
is
everyone's
better.
like trying to up here. I was sitting there playing. People like walk by and they're like, "Oh, there's no DDR."
Like, how about you sit down and play the good game then?
I'm like, "This is a good game," and yeah, so I play a lot of that. I met a couple people who were really good at it, and it's always fun to watch really good players do doubles on pump.
Yes, because you really have to put that work in. It's an effort game.
It made me really want to start getting back into doubles again and like try to learn it because it looked really fun.
And I'm going to say flat out, I kind of wish I had a DDR machine now, because I noticed when I was playing the Dance Rush, I was sweating. I was having a good time. Too many gamers. There are way too many gamers, Michael. This is a fact, Jack. But like, I sweat, I burn energy, just like the old days. I still have the desire to do it. It's not as accessible as it used to be.
Yeah,
Gyms need to have that going on.
I would love to have that going on. But my goal is to get that experience by the end of this year. I'm trying to get this pad.
Michael, do you have any conventions out that way? I'd wager there has to be a couple.
This is what I'm trying to get.
You could even do, like, if you could get to a video game convention in your area, maybe your band could play there. I bet you could do it. It'd be friggin' awesome. Good press.
Can you feel it? Anyway, yeah, we're done recording. We're just hanging out now. So I put in a request to DJ the after party at Retro World as well, and I am waiting to hear back from that one. Don't know about that.
Was it?
Oh, I put in a request, like a thing to DJ at the after party for Retro World.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm happy to do this thing with Ed, and I think Cam's gonna be there too. Like, that's awesome. But I want to have like something that's focused just for us as well, without getting like a table and having to sit at it all day long. So this is the plan: is that I'm gonna DJ and you're gonna MC, or we're gonna co-DJ.
That'll be a trip.
So that would be fun to do.
If they end up
Can't
accepting
find
that,
it.
though, I definitely have to practice that because I have never emceed anything. I think I could, but
Oh
never
yeah,
done
no,
it.
it's no problem. I know you guys. Oh, that's right. PAX Unplugged is okay. November
So the
30th through the
they say
2nd.
when they posted, the dates are up.
This was Mark. Mark sent this to us like in May.
Oh crap!
Yeah, the badges went on sale May 17th, which means they're probably sold out.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far, but I still should grab.
I want to go. I want to go for a day at least.
It's trust. I don't know if they do regular days, but it's worth all three. It was
Yeah.
fun the whole time. It was
Yeah,
great.
I'm not a big con guy, but I do like board games a whole lot. It's like when we're not podcasting, we're playing board games.
Because it's fun.
Yeah. Oh man, where did I save this email, man? Man, where did I save this email, man? Here it is. Yeah, guest application has been received. View application status. Application status is new submission.
Damn.
I was like, I'm sniffing wrapping paper.
All right, let me get this too. So anyway, that's what we got going on. Retro World Expo. Looking forward to that.
Yes.
Oh, the live stream is up. I'm happy about that. I added a whole bunch of music from Plock, from Time Tracks, from Brain Lord, from Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I added that today. I'm really happy about that. And I need to get to.
I'm starting to wonder if there's even any tracks left that we haven't added.
Did you know our subscriber count on YouTube's 358?
I did not know that.
It's pretty crazy.
It's going up.
It going up. Hold on, I should get rid of that.
That's what I'd
Old
like
video.
to hear. That's what I'd like to hear.
Live streaming. Do you feel the heartbeat of the line? Actually, it's playing Legend of the Mystical Ninja right now. Oh, wait. Gumberry's home. How do I turn off the stream? For now, how do I do it?
I don't know.
Okay, there it is. Edit video. All right, thank you, everybody. Super professional. Did you want to get one last text in before I turn it off?
Looks like Rob is shutting down.
Shut it down.
I'm typing. Hold on. But let us hold on. Let's talk shop on the Facebook, and I will likely be making a post regarding our game group discussion tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, I can't. Did we schedule Forever Sound version? I don't think we did. I'm a bad man.
That means you got to do it. Get it done.
Gotta get them on the schedules. All ready. Good night, too.